Well, then, what we would like to do now is get some key takeaways from each of our speakers for this event. So if each of you would take a minute to sort of wrap up and summarize, we'd like to do it in the order in which you spoke. So, Kristen Ng, we'd like to start with you. Some final thoughts?
Yeah, thank you. I think some final thoughts is really that in 2018 and even beyond, with this newish administration, we are going to see a lot more even enforcement. I think a good indicator is to look at Congress and what they're working on. So there's a lot of things that we haven't covered today in immigration that will be essential focus points, such as DACA, interior enforcement, also targeting, non-immigrant programs and even green card process, and going more towards a merit-based system in general. And I think, again, just to tie it up, I think USCIS Director Francis Cisna's words, through his tweet yesterday was very telling of what 2018 is going to hold, and it's going to be really ending, some of the programs and really focusing on a merit-based immigration system. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen Ng. Rosanna Berardi, some key takeaways from you, please.
Yes, well, as everyone on the panel has indicated, it's certainly a tumultuous time to be an immigration lawyer. And with respect to the H-1B season that's up and coming on April 1st of 2018, the landscape for filing has dramatically changed over the last couple months based on internal USCIS policies. So I recommend that anyone that's filed an H-1B in the past to not rely upon what was done in the past, and to strategically plan for some of the government obstacles that have been raised over the past several months.
Thank you, Rosanna. Osvaldo Torres, some final thoughts from you?
Sure. While the EB-5 program remains in limbo, it's important to remember that it is one of the few immigration programs that actually do not cost the taxpayers a dime, that infuse valuable funds into this country, and that actually create American jobs. So I know that there are many hardworking EB-5 industry participants going at it, and legislators and staff. And I hope that we do find a final resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Osvaldo Torres. And David Wiltz, how about some final thoughts from you, please?
I echo what my co-panelists have said. I think this year in particular, in the coming months, will require immigration attorneys and people practicing in this area to pay close attention to what the administration's doing, and to not necessarily rely on your previous expectations of how things will go. We've seen adjudications, the standards for adjudications change midstream, and so it's important to be paying attention to announcements that are coming out of USCIS in particular and DOS to make sure that you're being able to give your clients the advice that they need and prepare your clients for more pushback as they go through immigration proceedings.
Thank you, David. And finally, Lisa Sotelo, some final thoughts from you, please.
I'm in agreement with what everybody else has said previously. Just the landscape has certainly changed, and managing expectations, I think, is going to be important going forward. And just understanding that statements made at one point in time can have significant impact on future applications or requests for benefits. So going forward, it's important to be thorough and thoughtful and very careful in presenting your case before the agency or the Department of State.